Hey guys, Alex here, and I'm going to give you my thoughts or my review on Steve McQueen's 1971 movie Le Mans. And this was a huge pet project for Steve McQueen. This is one of the actors who really considered himself to be more into cars than acting. I guess kind of like James Dean, I suppose. They liked fast cars and they lived life in the fast lane. But anyways, I said in one of my videos, I really don't like race car movies, which is kind of ironic because I love car movies. I just happen to find the race car genre movies to be kind of boring. There are exceptions to that rule. I loved Days of Thunder. Rush was pretty good. And another exception is Le Mans. Now, to be fair, I don't really consider Le Mans to be a movie. This is actually more of an experience. Like, it gives you the experience of living life as a driver at the Le Mans race, the 24 hours of Le Mans. There's not really a plot to this movie, not a very decent one anyways. It's really just this guy, he wants to race. I mean, he is a race car driver, and he races. And that's pretty much the plot of this movie. He's racing his main rival is this German racer who drives a Ferrari, and Steve McQueen drives the Porsche 917. 1970. Very sweet looking race car if you like race cars. As I said, there's not really a plot to it, but they actually filmed this at the actual 24 hours of Le Mans, and they actually filmed it twice. The first time they filmed this, it was more for practice, just to see if they could get the camera angles right, and then they went back to the I think the 1970 Le Mans race, and they actually filmed there. But it's just a very cool experience. In this movie, you really just see Steve McQueen driving the car, taking breaks, and then driving again and repeat. It's really just him just driving and taking breaks. That's basically the entire movie. But it's so well shot. The audio is so crisp. It's hearing the engine sound is very orgasmic, to be honest. Just hearing these Porsches and Ferraris just zip on by, loud freaking engine noises, and I love that. It's hard to explain what this movie's like. It's kind of like, it's not a documentary, but it's not really real. But a lot of the scenes you see are real, like the crowd shots. Those are real. Some of the driving shots are real, or I guess all of it's real, but a lot of it's taken from the actual Le Mans race. But anyways, it's just hard to put into words what this movie is like. You need to watch this movie because it really is an experience. That said, if you watch the first 30 minutes and you're not hooked by then, you're going to be bored to tears because this whole movie is just cars zipping on by, and then they switch drivers, and then you see Steve McQueen eating at the buffet, takes a break, then he drives again. That's the entire movie. It's just really cool seeing Steve McQueen. Like, he's one of my favorite actors from this time period. Great guy. Well, I can't say great guy, I never met him. But I'll just put it out there. My favorite Steve McQueen movie is probably Bullet, and then probably Great Escape. And then I'd probably put Le Mans as my number 4 or number 5 Steve McQueen favorite. Something like that. It's still a great movie, but I loved Bullet. If you like police movies, that's a really good movie. Plus, it has one of the best car scenes in cinematic history in it. But that's not the entire movie. For Le Mans, racing is the entire movie, though. If you like Porsche, then this is one of the top movies to see. But this isn't my top favorite Porsche movie. My favorite Porsche movies would have to be No Man's Land, which has Charlie Sheen, and also probably The Last Chase, which has a race car in it, but it actually has a plot to it. I feel like I'm degrading this movie by saying it doesn't have a plot. It doesn't really have a plot. It's just a well-filmed race car experience. That's what it is. Like, I can't explain it. It's an experience, guys. You got to see it. But yeah, if you don't like race car stuff, you might You might want to tune in for the first 30 minutes and just see what it's like. But after that, you don't really have to watch anymore. Like, I'm being honest, it's the first 30 minutes is basically the entire movie. I mean, you will see who wins the race, you will see who loses the race, and you'll see a few story developments, but it's really not something that you can't miss. You can miss it and still experience the movie, but I recommend that you watch the entire movie though. If you just want to say you've seen it, like I've seen this movie like maybe 2 or 3 times my whole life. I was never really compelled to watch the entire thing again. I could just tune in and watch a few minutes of it, and I'm good with it. But yeah, if you like car movies, you gotta see this at least once all the way through. So yeah, that's basically all I want to talk about. Like I just want to go back and talk about some of these old movies, especially some of these old car movies that I haven't really talked about before, and just give you my thoughts on it. Not so much a review. It's really my thoughts. I only put review in the title because people won't find my video if I don't put review in it. So have you guys seen Le Mans, the Steve McQueen movie? And what did you think about it? Do you prefer Porsche or Ferrari?